What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and yes, I have another Jasmine Ratchet video. Holy smokes, this woman is straight crazy. She's stupid, she ghetto, and she's a liar. Anyway, let me tell you how all this came about. She is trending, of course, on Twitter because of a TikTok video she uploaded to her account yesterday. And some people took clips from that TikTok video and uploaded it to Twitter. And I decided to go to TikTok myself and get the whole entire video, and I have it down here for you. But we're not going to watch the entire video because what she does is basically talk in between interviewing other demon rats. Lying ass demon rats. Holy smokes. But I'm going to fact check her, but I'm going to also show you how she's spreading propaganda, how she just flat out lying, and I'm going to give you the facts because this is the new narrative that the demon rats are going to come to you with, okay? They're going to come to you with saying that Trump and the GOP have voted to deport United States citizens, and that is a lie. So let's go ahead and look at this video. I broke it down in several parts, and I'm going to fact check her, and then we're going to clown. I'm going to fact check her on some parts, and then I'm going to clown her on other parts, okay? So let's get into it.
Let me tell y'all what they just voted for. I want y'all to take a guess. Okay, y'all probably not going to guess it because it don't make sense. But if you think of the most ridiculous thing that they could do, okay, I know that that's really hard too because everything that they do is quite ridiculous. But literally, they just voted. They being the other ones, not us, because we were all on the right side of history. They just voted to give Trump the ability, legally, to give him the ability to deport U.S. citizens. That is what they voted for.
Now, anytime you see a demon rat's lips moving, you know they are lying. And when I heard this, I said, that is a blatant lie. I didn't really want to fact check her because I knew that was a lie, but I had to anyway, just so I show you all how these people work it, how they pass on propaganda, how they actually spread this to their uneducated, their gullible, and their emotionally unhinged supporters and voters. So y'all know me, I'm going to always go to Grok. Not always. I'm going to go to Grok or ChatGPT, or I just Google it, right? So I said, Jasmine Crockett stated on her most recent TikTok video that the House just voted to give President Trump the ability to deport United States citizens, to legally deport U.S. citizens. Is that true? And Grok said no. And then my follow-up question was, what did the House vote for and pass that Jasmine Crockett is misrepresenting? Grok said the House passed the bill as part of a larger tax package that allocated billions to President Trump's mass deportation or border security plan. This includes $46.5 billion for the border wall, $4 billion to hire 3,000 new Border Patrol agents and 5,000 custom officers, $2.1 billion for bonuses, and $110 billion for other immigration enforcement measures like 10,000 more ICE agents and new fees on migrants, aiming to deport 1 million immigrants annually and detain 100,000. Representative Jasmine Crockett misrepresented this by claiming on TikTok that the bill allows Trump to legally deport United States citizens, which is not true. Legal experts and reports confirms the policy targets non-citizens, though Trump has separately floated the idea of deporting U.S. citizens convicted of crimes, which isn't part of this legislation. So be prepared if you have demon rat friends, if you have libtard friends, or if you come across a demon rat or libtard, be prepared for them to say, the House and the GOP, the Republicans and the conservatives just voted and gave Trump, a dictator, the right to deport United States citizens. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to deport all the blacks. You know that's what they're gonna do, dude. These people, I know how they work, and this is what they're gonna do. The Democrats are so pathetic, dude. I swear.
Because the fact is, we used to live in a world in which where we saw the news about that baby that got deported, the baby with cancer, because supposedly he the man that's all about the children with cancer, right?
Okay. So this is another lie, okay? Trump did not, and the ICE did not, and DEA did not, the DHS did not. No one deported a baby with cancer. No one deported any babies. Let me explain. I'm going to show you a short video clip by CBS Morning News, and they mix lies with truth, and I'm going to break it down and show you the difference. But they are going to explain to you that a child of an illegal alien woman has been deported, but not the child. The mother was deported, and she wanted to take her children with her, like most mothers do. Now, of course, they always talking about y'all separating family, but they want to separate family. You can't win with these people. So when the family decides to stick together because the parents are illegal, then the demon rats are going to say you're deporting United States citizens, because these people come and cross the border illegally and have anchor babies. And those anchor babies, for now, are legal United States citizens. But they don't tell you that the mother is illegal. The father is here illegally. But they came over when she was 8 or 9 months pregnant and dropped an anchor baby. And when they get deported, they bring their anchor baby with them to whatever country they came from.
President Trump's deportations are drawing controversy once again. This time, 3 children, all U.S. citizens, have been forcibly removed from the U.S. with their migrant mothers and sent to Honduras.
With their illegal alien mother who came here illegally. Their mothers came into this country illegally. They are criminals because they broke the law. They had, both of them had anchor babies that are legal citizens. And when they got deported, they brought their anchor babies that are United States citizens with them.
Lilia Luciano is here with more. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Adriana. These children, ages 2, 4, and 7, are U.S. citizens and were sent with their mothers who were deported Friday morning.
They're illegal alien mothers. This is what they do. They don't tell you that the mothers are criminals because they came into this country illegally and they went back to where they came from and they brought their children that they gave birth to here on American soil with them.
According to the family's lawyers, the women were arrested during ICE routine check-ins and were given virtually no opportunity to speak with lawyers or their family members.
Okay, that's another lie. First of all, they already had due process. They already had the courts, and they're just basically not self-deporting. Okay, so they had their due process. This whole thing about due process. They had their courts. They had due process. Okay, they were found that they cannot stay here in America. All right, they got to go back where they come from, and they decided not to go. So now they have been deported illegally, and they can't come back now. The father, the baby father, is also an illegal alien, and he's on the run. So you had 2 illegal aliens have children, and she was able to contact everybody, and that's how they found out that she was getting deported. So they're lying about that too.
In the case involving the 2-year-old, a Trump-appointed federal judge in Louisiana raised concerns that the Trump administration appears to have, quote, deported a U.S. citizen without any meaningful process.
Okay, it's a little baby. Well, actually, I think the little girl is about 4 years old. I think, no, the boy is 4 years old from another Honduras woman who's here illegally. Well, not anymore. They're gone. They've been deported. And then the 2-year-old girl, both of these, the 4-year-old boy was an anchor baby. So was the 2-year-old girl was an anchor baby. And what are you going to have due process? They're under the guardianship of their mother, who is here illegally. So you see how the news, you can't trust the news. This is why they call fake news.
Quote, the president's border czar, Tom Homan, disputed that claim on Face the Nation Sunday.
Now, let me tell you what they're going to do to our boy, Tom. They're going to cut him off at the end because he was basically spitting so many facts and punching so many holes in their narrative.
That female had due process at great taxpayer expense and was ordered by the immigration judge after those hearings. So she had due process. Again, this is parenting 101. You can decide to take that child with you, or you can decide to leave the child here with a relative or another spouse. Having a U.S. citizen child doesn't make you immune from our laws of the country. America.
You see what they did? You see what it did? These people are evil. So they didn't like, don't worry. I have a follow-up to Tom at the White House briefing that's going to basically allow him to finish what he couldn't say here on crooked fake news CBS, okay?
We're not sure of the immigration status of the girl's father, but
He's here illegally. The father's here illegally.
we do know he tried to have the child's legal custody temporarily transferred to his sister-in-law, who is a U.S. citizen.
Okay, you can't do that, all right? The father doesn't have custody of his children because they're in the custody of the biological mother. You can't give the children to some complete stranger. She's not even a blood relative. She's the sister-in-law. Who in the hell would sign up for something like that?
According to court documents filed by the child's custodian, ICE agents refused to honor a request to release the girl to the custodian, stating that it was not needed because she was, quote, already with her mother.
Yeah, could you imagine separating families? Isn't that what the demon rats are always talking about? You're separating families. They literally want to separate families.
Adding to this very layered situation, in the case of the 4-year-old, lawyers say the child has a rare form of cancer and was removed from this country without medication.
Okay, the child is receiving medical care in Honduras. They act like Honduras doesn't have any hospitals, any doctors. They're acting like Honduras don't have any cancer medication for adults and children. Yeah, the child is getting treated in Honduras, the country of his mama. But do you see how they do this? They sit up here and say, the child had cancer. They said the child had cancer. Anything to make Trump look like an evil demon, or to make the GOP, the conservatives, look like heartless politicians. But the Democrats are the ones that are heartless. Now let's go to Tom here, and I'm going to let him break it down for you in full. It's not that long. When you listen to him drop these facts, you'll realize just how the Democrats are spinning this to make it seem like, oh, Trump separating families. Oh, Trump is deporting United States citizens and he's going to deport the black people next. Like, it's nothing like that at all.
But as far as the U.S. 3 USC kids, I'd said from day one that if you enter this country legally, it's a crime. If you remain in this country legally and you ignore a judge's order about deporting, if you choose to have a U.S. citizen child, knowing you're in this country legally, you put yourself in that position. You put your family in that position. What we did is remove children with their mothers who requested the children depart with them. This was a parental decision. Parenting 101. The mothers made that choice. And I tell you what, if we didn't do it, the story today would be Trump administration separating families again.
Facts.
No, we're keeping families together. So when a parent says, I want my 2-year-old baby to go with me, we made that happen. They weren't deported. We don't deport U.S. citizens. The parents made that decision, not the United States government. But I don't hear any questions about Laken Riley had a mother. She's never going to see her child again. Rachel Morin, she had 5 children. Those children are never going to see their mom again. This administration is doing the right thing. Every public safety threat we arrest from this country and remove them, this country is much safer. So parents will make a decision what happens to their child. Having a U.S. citizen child does not make you immune from our laws. If that's the message we send the entire world, enter the country legally. It's a crime. Don't worry about it. Get order removed by an immigration judge. Don't worry about it. No one's looking for you. And have a U.S. citizen child and you're immune from our laws, you're never going to fix the border. People will keep putting themselves in harm's way. More women would die. More children would die crossing this border. We got to secure a border by enforcing our laws. We're not making this up. We're enforcing laws under statute enacted by Congress, and it's the right thing to do.
Can you give an update?
He is so based. He is so based. Oh, there you go. Oh, God, I'm so glad I got that video. I found it for him. But now we had to go from smart to dumb. And I apologize, but we're about to lose some more brain cells.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country?
She's so stupid. She's so stupid. I can't help. Oh my God, my brain hurt. She's Heifer. Biden's administration. Are you serious right now? They have been bombarding our country with their violent criminals. They have been sending their worst to invade our country. TDA is in our country, or was in our country for the most part, because Venezuela released them out of their prisons and told them to go to America. You want to have a good life? Here, we're sending all you up to America. When Trump said they're not sending their best, that's what he meant. Also, underneath the Biden administration, Maduro said, you can't send them back either. Here is proof. Last year, 2024, they're not sending their finest. Communist Maduro tells Biden regime Venezuela is not taking back any criminal illegals. They're like, sorry, you get to keep them. We sent them to you. You get to keep them. You can't send them back. You got to keep them. Oh my God, I'm so glad we almost threw this heifer because, woo, there's more to come.
But if you're going to be able to deport U.S. citizens, then they're coming for you.
Okay, that was a dog whistle to black people because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rile up black folks, and it doesn't take that much to rile up the black community. Y'all know how that is, okay? Facts be damned. These people still think that Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 black people in the back, not knowing that nobody black was shot by Kyle Rittenhouse. But do you think these people in the black community would do any research, especially the black community in the Democratic Party? No. They need any excuse to go out there and protest. I'm sorry, loot. Okay? They got to get them new Nikes. What are you talking about? So this was just a dog whistle, and it's working on TikTok. It's not working anywhere else. It's definitely not working on Twitter, but it's working on TikTok because that is the new narrative. I remember people were saying that to me in the comments. Once they get rid of these illegals, they're going to deport you black conservatives next. And I said, dude, keep coping.
Yeah. So again, like all those people that are saying that they have some sort of buyer's remorse about their votes because they never thought that this was going to impact them and that kind of stuff or whatever. Here's the reality. When we go out and make votes, instead of going out and deciding that you're going to vote for the person that is going to be quote unquote perfect, what you need to be doing is looking for somebody that at least has some common decency.
If we vote for somebody that's perfect, don't they normally have common decency? She's so stupid. I can't. Did she not know the definition of words? Wouldn't a perfect person have common decency? Also, who the hell is having buyer's remorse? Who are you talking to? You must be talking to your side, 'cause ain't nobody over here having no buyer's remorse. You better think again.
Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, I can tell you, if it was somebody else that was in office other than him as the president of the United States, maybe we would have had a different result. But they are so afraid. They are afraid to do what is right. Again, I keep trying to tell people, this isn't about partisanship. This is about right versus wrong.
Okay. I don't know what she just said, but I am actually humbly asking someone who knows how to speak fake ratchetness, ghetto talk, or speak. Can you go and rewind that part of the video, write it down, analyze it, and then translate it to me in the comments section, please? Because all of that was run-on sentences and word salad mixed with a little ghetto-ness, and I'm confused. I don't understand what she was just. What was all that? And you got the captions up on the screen. So I'm sitting here and I know how to read English, and I'm sitting here. What did she say? What was the point of that? What message is she delivering? I don't know.
When you looked across that aisle, for those that sit on judiciary that decided to take this vote, the reason that they can sit there and take this vote and not even blink is because so many of them sit in privilege. When I look across that aisle, I don't know. I think we have one person that may have a little bit of melanin.
Okay. First of all, what does melanin have to do with policies and politics? Okay, so right now we're bringing it racial. And I find that the Democrats are being true to their roots, because they are the racist ones. They're always projecting onto other people, calling us racist or anyone who disagrees with them racist because they're racist. And did you see this heifer talk about some privilege? The audacity. The audacity. She grew up privileged. She has 3 houses. She is a millionaire. And she want to talk about privilege? Honey, we are looking at privilege in a bad wig with big old butterfly eyelashes. That's privilege. This is privilege. We're looking at privilege. You had a mammy and a pappy to raise you. You were in a nice upper middle class gated community. You went to the finest schools from undergrad to grad, and you want to sit up here and say sitting in privilege? Pot, are we really calling the kettle black here? Really?
What we know is that there's so much racial profiling that is taking place. There are certain people that maybe because they have an accent, you want to just say, oh, well, that can't be a U.S. citizen. That is not true.
Jasmine, you have a fake ghetto accent. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that you're a United States citizen. Are you really playing with my intelligence right now? Are you really saying it's just because somebody has an accent? Do you know how many accents we have in this country? And a lot of us are born here. Okay? Your accent is fake. We know you didn't come from the ghetto. We know you didn't come from there, okay? We know you came from the upper, very nice, posh, white area. By the way, no hate there, okay? Because some of the safest and most finest places to live in are the majority white gated communities, okay? All right? Because you ain't going to no hood. You don't live in one right now. Your 3 houses are nowhere near black people. So we know what your privileged ass is doing.
There are certain people, because of the complexion that they have, that is who is being targeted. So you know what? They are not concerned because they know the quote unquote types of U.S. citizens that are going to be directly impacted by this.
So once again, we're dealing with the race baiting. This is another dog whistle to the black community because they want because black people don't do, for the most part, overwhelming majority, I'll say 95% of the time, they don't do their research. They're not going to see that she is flat out lying. They are so tribal. They'll hear a black woman say this and they will believe it.
If they have it their way, this country would only be full of Elon Musk and Trump and they other billionaire friends and whoever is willing to work for them for little to nothing.
What is her thing with Elon? She has this unnatural obsession with Elon Musk. Is she jealous because he's making all these other women single baby mamas, but not her? I mean, she sounds a little bitter. She sounds like she wants to be one of Elon Musk's single baby mamas.
Make sure that you go and you educate somebody else because we are in this position because of a lack of education.
So there they go, calling us stupid again. The undereducated. She's going to sit up here and say the lack of education. Now, I don't know if she's calling us dumb or she's calling her side dumb or she's calling all of us dumb. But the dummy here who don't even know the law and she's a lawyer is going to call us undereducated or have a lack of education. Again, the pot calling the kettle black.
Because we allowed ourselves to be played or we allowed ourselves to be riled up about things that, frankly, we ain't never had no president that was trying to decide what kids can play on the playground.
What? Taters, I'm going to repeat, somewhat paraphrase what she just said, okay? She said, we allowed ourselves to be played. We allowed ourselves to be riled up. And frankly, we ain't never had no president that was trying to decide what kids could play on the playground. What is she saying? What? If you can decode this, please, I beg you, please put it in the comments below. Please translate for me, because I'm sorry. I may have been raised in the ghetto. I may have come from the ghetto, but apparently I need a refresher course on my Ebonics.
The president is supposed to do things like make sure that those kids can have food in their mouths, roofs over their heads, and food in their mouths. I think I may have already said that. Anyway.
Okay, first of all, that is not up to the president. It's not up to the president to have shelter over their heads and food in their mouths that you repeated twice. You must be hungry, all right, for you to say that twice. It's up to the parents, not the president. It is up to the parents. Now, you wouldn't know because you're not one, but it's not up to the president to feed the children. It's not up to the president to provide shelter for them. It is up to their family, their mama or their father or the next of kin, not the president. Holy smoke, she's so dumb, it hurts.
Appreciate y'all. We gonna keep fighting. The blue team got your back.
And it's a big old knife in there too. And they put it there. Oh my God, oh wow. I'm so glad that this is over. Let me give myself a clap now. Hey, I'm serious. You all, no matter, if you're not even the type of person that leaves a like just for me enduring all of this, you should really give me a like. I'm begging you, like mercy. Show me some mercy, okay? Hit that like button, please. Leave a comment. I beg you. Tell me you feel sorry for me because I had to go through all of this. Anyway, I'm going to end the video right here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please decode this mess, the two parts I wanted you guys to decode and translate. Please give me the translation in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, taters.
Daddy.